Hi there Pisces, welcome to your reading for February 2025. I've cleansed your space, I've meditated on your cards, and today I will just let you know that I will start with the astrological forecast for the month of February. If you're not interested in this, please have a look in the description box down below for the timestamp to when the tarot reading actually starts. But let's start with the astrological events for the month when we have a conjunction of the Moon and Saturn and a conjunction of Moon and Venus on the same day on the 1st of February. The conjunction of Moon and Venus can bring a sense of emotional isolations, feelings of loneliness, sadness, and a lack of emotional fulfillment. The Moon is the planet of emotions and Saturn is the planet of structure and discipline. And it would be a great time to have a look at how your structure is impacting your emotions and vice versa. It's all about emotional challenges and growing from them and with them. Make sure that life demands are not weighing you down too much, but if they are, take a look at what you can do about it to realign yourself. At the same time, we have the conjunction of Moon and Venus, and that can bring a sense and a blend of beauty, emotional depth, financial ease, but also challenges in relationships and emotional stability. We're going to collectively look at creativity, security, beauty, and pleasure. Emotion will also come in touch with a little bit of pleasure here, but we might want to combine this with a little bit of discipline since Saturn is also dancing with the Moon at the same time. The Moon will also be in your sign, Pisces, at this time. It is a highly intuitive sign that is literally represented by duality. You know, we have the two opposing or the two fish swimming in different directions. And so we might actually want to really take the time to swim deep into our own waters and our own subconscious to get in touch with that side of ourselves. The Moon will be at its closest point to Earth on the 2nd of February in Aries, which probably will reignite our energies to achieve what we want to achieve before the Moon gets to the full point and full stage. We have Jupiter coming out of retrograde in the sign of Gemini on the 4th of February. It has been a period of introspection, reassessment. We've been reconsidering past decisions and had time to reflect on our spiritual values along with our moral values. And Jupiter is the planet of principles, growth, expansion, adventure, healing, good fortune, and miracles. So we can really expect to cash in properly from the introspection we've been going through since Jupiter went into retrograde. And if we've really been taking that time to look at ourselves through that lens, we will really benefit as Jupiter is coming out of retrograde. We have the full moon in Leo. We want to be seen, we want to celebrate, we want to embrace the unique ways we shine. It's bringing a sense of childlike wonder, connecting to your inner child. See where you are behaving and becoming the natural leader. And it's not a time for checking in. It's not a time for quitting on yourself and have some friendly competition. For 12th of February, the full moon in Leo is, and Venus energy will be quite prominent in the month of February, and Venus will be at its brightest on February 16th. So we'll be able to see it from the night sky. We've been able to see it throughout January, but it will be at its absolute brightest on February 16th. We have Mars retrograding ending in Cancer, a fellow water sign, on the 24th of February. Motivation will return, a period of feeling tired and exhausted will end. Mars is ruling our personal energy, so it will ask us to check our own energies so it's not damaging or draining before a new fresh period of action can actually begin. What has been stalled is slowly starting to move again, and with it, it brings new awareness of our own limitations, priorities, and the ability to nurture our within. We have the Sun entering Pisces on the 19th of February, so it's the birthday month coming in for you, so happy birthday. We have a time for healing, engaging in spiritual practices, creative projects, letting go of the past and preparing for new astrological new year. And that's when the year of the snake will actually begin once the Sun starts moving into Aries around that time. On the 28th of February, we also have the new moon in Pisces in your sign. So we have both the Sun and the moon propelling us forward into the new year. And it encourages us to reflect on the importance of surrendering, Pisces, to go with the flow. It might also encourage us to have a look at where our opposing forces in life can become one, or to integrate those two, find a balance between the two. And a lot of signs has had a lot of readings focusing on balance at this time. It's not a time to check out rather than to check in and allow yourself to feel. All right, Pisces, like I've said, I've cleansed the space, I meditated on your cards, but I would like to cleanse the space with you. So you will be hearing 3 loud sounds, and I will begin now. Thank you so much, Pisces, for being here today. So I got a few new decks, and I want to have a look at the spirit animal for Pisces for the month of February. Whoop. Nightingale and Firefly. Ooh, this is quite interesting. Nightingale sings. Let me actually read from the guidebook what these means, because I felt like I just went blank, so that is asking me to read these. They are both connected to the air element. So let's see here. Let's start with the Firefly. We have inspired and fantastic yet fleeting. The Firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It is pure, radiant and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening. Or even maybe that you need to realize that it goes in cycles. Here, I'm just interpreting without the book right now. Maybe you need to allow yourself not to be so combustional all the time. Maybe you don't need to be so inspirational all the time, or be feeling like you need to do that. It's a cycle. Okay, let's get back to the book. The Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we don't catch it. There is Firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When it's in balance, it writes, creates, and brainstorms. When it's out of balance, it is burnt out and feels dull. To bring it into balance, you need to write a poem or draw or create something, all right? Let's see, the Nightingale. So the Nightingale is fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. The song of the Nightingale is outerworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. So these two cards are talking about poetry. So maybe you're into poetry, you're creating something with a little bit of rhythm. Let's get back to the book. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. When it's in balance, it sings, speaks freely with kindness. When it's out of balance, it's shy, lump in the throat. To bring it into balance, you need music. So your spirit animals for the month is really asking you to connect to your voice and connect to your inner light. So if you want more information about these spirit animals, please feel free to have a Google. I will also see what Spirit wants us to keep in mind throughout the reading, what does Pisces need to know for the month of February. We're asking Spirit to let us know what to keep in mind for the reading and for the month of February. Thank you so much. They're actually asking one more, so I will go one more. Thank you. So let's take this in order here. We have first, Mother of the Gods. That is a very high energy. Is also number 20 there. We got 2 plus 0 is 2, so it's about balance. Mother of the Gods. We also have Black Moon Lilith in Capricorn, elevated status. status within yourself, status with other. It also has the number 10 there. So that is about male energy. Let's see, and male energy is about bringing, not just feeling, but actually bringing those steps into action. We also have conjunction. We have actually conjunction of Moon and Saturn and conjunction of Moon and Venus on the 1st of February. So maybe there is something in that for you, becoming whole again. And that is about maybe balancing. Once again, you have your divine feminine and the divine masculine and joining those forces. And then we have Black Moon Lilith in Taurus. You are worthy. You're worthy of all the love and all the abundance in the world. I feel like I'm getting a lot of abundance with this card. So that is what to keep in mind throughout the month of February, but also for the reading. All right, wonderful Pisces. That is great. Thank you so much. Really becoming whole again and opening up. I really feel like this is wonderful. And also the mother of the gods is about creation and speaking, like, you know, the mother, she's nursing and caring, and it's like you're coming in touch with that side of yourself and just allow yourself to talk and to sing and to act on your inspirations. Let's see what Pisces past, what is the past energy Pisces is bringing into the month of February. So the Four of Wands here is a card about celebration, stability and consistency. Is a card about community, home, you know, celebration, celebrating your accomplishments, peace after our hard work, and family and community. So maybe you've been feeling like there's not been much to celebrate lately. That's what I'm getting there. Maybe you've had a really tough time, maybe with your emotions, maybe just connecting to people. Maybe, maybe you're not feeling worthy of connecting to people because you're not worthy, because you're not taking care of yourself. Is that your elevated status? And you need to become whole again? That's wonderful. Thank you so much. What is the hopes or fears Pisces have for the month of February? So we have a lot of wands here. So wands are connected to creativity, willpower and passion. So you have the Nine of Wands here, and it's a card about isolation and heightened awareness. You have some resilience, pushing forward, last stretch before burnout, you know, last stretch before the win. You could be close to burnout, but you're very close to the goal. It's about reclaiming strength and channel new energy with the fire you have within you. Maybe you're scared that you will be running out of fire here. Maybe you need to actually turn it into where you lie your focus instead of having it as a fear of running out. Maybe have a look at, is it actually worth the energy that you're putting into it? I also feel that you maybe, since it is in the upright a card of isolation and heightened awareness, maybe you're scared that you will not be connected to that heightened awareness, but you will, as long as you're connected to your voice. And that creation and that creative side of you is also telling me that, because you have all the wands. So you need to connect to your lower chakras in order to really feel a little bit of a balance and becoming whole again. Connecting to that energy, because creative energy is coming from the sacral chakra. So it's just the chakra above the root, and that's where all the creative energy that we have comes from. If you believe in that, but I do. And that is maybe what you need to connect with here. You are maybe even not feeling so resilient. Maybe you are scared that you're going to give up. Maybe you feel a little bit hopeless. Yeah, so that is the fear for the month of February. Could I please have a card with some words here to describe the Nine of Wands into the reverse? That's a lot of cards. I'm just going to really easily go through them so you can hear what it has to say here. But let's start with the first card. It's about possessiveness, insecurity, frugality, saving money, security, conservatism, solid investment, guarded, long-term security. Maybe you feel a little bit guarded. Maybe you feel a little bit hopeless. This is another card talking about focused creativity. So maybe this is what you actually need to focus on in order to turn it into a good thing for you, because energy is neither destroyed nor created, is actually transformed. So what you need to focus on is manifestation, focus, creativity, skill, turning vision into reality, inspiration, willpower, desire, resources, ability, and availability, and so what I'm getting there as well. So that's what you need to focus on. There's also the Ten of Pentacles, a dynasty, leaving a legacy, inheritance, wealth, financial security. Maybe this is also things that you're hoping for. Long-term success, roots, family, ancestry, privilege, and affluence. And here I also getting something that is connecting to the fears here. Stuck in the past, naivety, unrealistic, inability to let go or forgive, and clinging. So that might be something to work on, and then tuning into those hopes rather than, you know, seeing if something's not working. You need to realize it's not working, maybe twist it, turn it, look at it another way, and see where it's bringing you instead. But it's about also this element of isolation. I feel like since this card is talking about isolation, maybe you feel like you will be alone, and you're hoping for dynasty, leaving a legacy, and connecting in that sense with the Ten of Pentacles there. All right, so there's both positives and negatives about the hopes and the fears or wishes for the month of February. You just need to, what I'm getting is the Nightingale, like you need to speak up. All right, does that make sense? You need to speak up and need to connect your heart with your voice. Not necessarily only your mind, because sometimes our mind races, Pisces. I'm a Pisces as well, so I know exactly what that is. So maybe we need to actually start, I'm taking myself out of the reading because I'm not reading for myself here. But what we need maybe as a Pisces right now collectively is to connect our voice with our heart and actually start taking some actions on that. Can I please have the present moment for Pisces? Oh, you got the Magician in the reversed. You actually got the Magician here into the upright, and that's what you're hoping for. And right now, since this is in the reverse, you are blocking it right now. You need to connect to your voice, and you need to connect to that creative energy, because the Magician is about willpower, intention. I feel like there's a lot of talking about willpower and intention and creation here. The Magician is creation, manifestation. I have the tools to create my reality. You know, on his table here, you can see all the suits of the tarot. It's pointing to the sky as above and so below here. You have the number 8 of his head, which is connected to karma and money. You have flowers on the card, and flowers are really hard to grow in the tarot. And, you know, it's asking us to take what's available and mold / transform it to your desires. So that is literally what I talked about before. But since this is in the reverse, it's also a card that's connected to Gemini and Virgo, Mercury as well. So Mercury, air, Gemini and Virgo. Okay, so you know, Geminis and Virgos are very like planning, step ahead. The planning, they like to plan, they like to create that way. And I feel like since this energy is into the reverse, it will go into the upright as you're working with this energy. And once the Magician is into the upright, you will start feeling like you can actually start creating yourself. And that is kind of the energy you're tapping into right now. I don't think it's very far away. I feel like you're starting to tap into this energy. And since we're talking about becoming whole again, and the Mother of Gods is literally creating gods. She's literally like working with that energy of creation. What is the crossing energy here for the Magician? Okay, so like I said, it's about what I said about Virgo and Gemini. They are being tactical. They're taking steps. The Seven of Swords here, you know, he's stealing these swords from the enemy so that they cannot be used against him. And it could also be seen as, you know, it's kind of about waiting in a higher purpose. So maybe you like kind of trying to tap into that side of you, but you don't know what to do, when to do. It's kind of a ruminating period. It's like a cocoon almost. This card is about perception and trickery and turning a blind eye, but it's mainly about being tactical because he's stealing these swords so they can't be used against him. So it's sparing lives, all right? It's it's about survival mode versus thriving here. So that's the crossing energy. So you need to get out of survival mode in order to get the Magician into the upright and allow yourself to thrive. And maybe that's why we're getting the you're worthy here and a lot of abundance, that you need to be tactical with it, but not living in your head, if that makes sense. It's kind of a fine balance. Like I said, there would be a lot of balance in February, but there is a balance between being in your head and being one step ahead. You don't necessarily need to be one step ahead all the time, but you want to be a little bit tactical, like this is gonna affect me somehow in this way, or does that make sense? I really hope it does. So when you get into this card and this energy that's crossing the Magician, which will turn the Magician into the upright and allow yourself to start create, but you want to get out of survival mode and not just live in your head. That's really what I'm getting here. This is the heaviness of this card. Don't live in your head. And maybe that's why I started talking about the lower chakras. The lower chakras are connected to the male energy. And maybe that's why we've got Capricorn there as well. But we have the male energy here in this conjunction, the divine feminine and masculine. And the masculine is about taking action, and the feminine is about feeling and emotion and all of that jazz. It's all beautiful, but there needs to be a balance between those two. All right. Could I please have another crossing energy here to the Magician to describe the Seven of Swords? Could Spirit please describe the Seven of Swords for Pisces highest good? What do they need to know about this crossing energy? The Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. All right. So the Queen of Wands, she is expressing her authority through creativity. She's about courage, magnetism, charisma, inspiring others through your own passions, and she's very strong, and she's a natural leader who is talking about being inspirational versus being resentful and jealous. So since she came out in the reversed here, I feel like this is the energy that you might be feeling right now. You might be feeling resentful, because you might be feeling disconnected to the world around you. All right. I'm getting that maybe you need to do something creative to get this ball moving again, but maybe you're in this stalemate kind of energy where you don't know how to start, but starting to focus on yourself. And since that's funny, I'm talking about creativity, and these two are talking about creating things, singing songs, writing poetry, or creating art. That is the energy that you need to focus on in order to turn her into the upright for the Magician to come back in. And that's the energy Spirit is really asking you to tap into. You also have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. The aces are about new beginnings, prosperity, opportunity, new venture in earthly matters like body or wealth. It's an abundance opportunity for prosperity, and it's into the reversed. So maybe you're feeling like you are really dreaming about a fresh start. Maybe you're dreaming about a new job. Maybe you're feeling like you're not getting a new fresh beginning, like you've really been tapping into that energy. You've not been able to move forward. But I feel like since the Magician, and you've been a bit disconnected here, that is what asking you to get past it. Maybe connect to friends, maybe connect to family, maybe you need to connect a little bit deeper with your partner, like just this bit of a connection, because sometimes those Pisces can get into our heads and just close ourselves off a little bit, and that's where we lose almost all the power. But in this kind of hermit state, we kind of realize that we need to step out of it again. I feel like we are really aware of that and picking up on that energy, and maybe you feel like you've been losing an opportunity here because you've not been open to it. You have the Magician into the reversed here. So if you are really tapping into this energy and want to become this new you that's rummaging under the surface, it's almost like it's bubbling, you need to start taking some tactical steps, or actually acting on some of these steps, and just maybe pause for a little bit and get out of your head and do something fun. You know, it's not all about this for you. And where your creativity goes, the energy flows, and therefore that could also be the new opportunity awaiting. You just need to turn it into the upright. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. This is not necessarily a bad reading, but it's a little bit heavy, you know, because sometimes you need to hear what you're not willing to listen to from yourself. Does that make sense? Could I please have Pisces conscious energy? What are they working towards? Ugh. Pisces, so many cards into the reverse for the month of February. The Nine of Cups is a card that reflects elements of isolation, right? And it's also a card about heightened awareness. Once again, it's a card about comfort, emotional stability, luxury, knowing your worth and not taking it for granted by finding fulfillment within. And since this is in the reverse, I feel like that is almost the complete opposite here. I feel like you're starting to kind of realize that you have been a bit of in an isolation and not necessarily a heightened awareness, but maybe you've been overreading things. Yeah? He is very happy here. You know, he's gathered all these cups and he's very proud of them. And you know, it's both sadness and happiness and things in these cups, because the cups are representing water and then therefore emotions. But maybe you need to go, maybe Spirit is actually here asking you to reflect inwards on what you've not been willing to see. In order to turn this into the upright, you need to work with that energy and to the magician energy. Okay, so what does Pisces need to know about the Nine of Cups into the reverse? I feel like you need to have a look at yourself, and I feel like this is an energy that you're waking up to right now. And it came out into the upright, but it turned as I was talking into the reverse. So I will take the reverse because it was kind of like I saw it in slow motion happening. So what this is saying here, that you're ready to act, re-entering the world, recovery, restless, burnt out and exhaustion. And I really feel like this is the energy that you've been, I was talking about burnt out because this is a card representing burnt out as well, and you're aware of it, but you're ready to act. You maybe, because I really feel like you're starting to tap into this energy and you're ready to act. And what really pops out here is re-entering the world. Re-entering the world. And that's really the energy that I'm getting from this. It's like you're tapping into it. And it's kind of like you're putting your fingers out. I wanted to say tentacles just because we're talking about water energy here. Like an octopus because they're extremely intelligent. But like putting your little tentacles out and like seeing what's actually working and slowly working towards being centered and recentering yourself, connecting to that center of yours and allowing yourself to thrive. What is going on in Pisces subconscious, the unconscious? Why are they not where they want to be? Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles into the reversed, and this card is usually talking about dedication, hard work, routine, balance between achievement and ambition versus soul well-being. It's a card about diligence, relentless in pursuit of what he knows that he wants. He's a hard worker, he's efficient. Task might have been a bit hard and repetitive, but he can see the bigger picture. And maybe you've been losing sight of the bigger picture here. This is your subconscious telling you this. This is what Spirit is letting me know. Maybe you've been losing sight of the bigger picture here. Maybe there's been so many hiccups along the way and that's been stressing you out a bit. Maybe you've been feeling like you have not been able to dedicate yourself to so much hard work because you've been trying to maneuver all these undercurrents of energies that you're picking up on. Maybe it is that you don't really have any routine. Maybe it's a little bit hard to have a routine right now though, because of all these undercurrents that you're picking up on. We also have the Hierophant into the reversed. And he is a card about tradition, conformity, moral and ethics. He's, you know, what is tried and true is valued, and it's not a time to stray from the path. It might be a good time to pursue some knowledge, a new knowledge, or a spiritual guide. You need to find belonging with people who accepts you for who you are, versus trusting inner wisdom, external control. Free yourself and pursue a new approach. So since the Hierophant is in the reverse, I think that you've been trying to really see things from a new perspective, and I feel like this is the new energy, this is the old energy, this is like kind of what you've been starting to pick up on and you connected yourself with somewhat. You just need to be a little bit tactical and, you know, re-enter the world and make yourself ready to act. Having a new approach. It's also a card that's connected to Venus and Taurus. So since the Venus will be in conjunction with the moon, that might be bringing some kind of awakening almost to your feelings. It could also be that the Venus energy throughout February will be quite prominent, but this is feeling like a light card. It's kind of like there for you to almost grab it, like, okay, I'm willing to have a new approach to things. That feels really good, actually, even though it's not really been, you've not been able to have any routine, or maybe you've been feeling like it doesn't go anywhere, so I can't have a routine right now. It's kind of like this or the other, you know, black or white. I know exactly how that energy works. So I feel like this is just here and ready, like floating around in the waters, waiting for you to surrender a little bit, to surrender to a new approach. Okay, does that make sense? What is Pisces' attitude towards the month of February? Oops. Yes. Look at that, 2 10s. Okay, 2 10s, like we said. 1 is male energy, 2 is female energy. So we have the 10 of Swords here. It's a card, the 10s are always about maximum expression. And the 10 of Swords, you know, this card is like accepting an ending, releasing its power, and then you releasing its, you know, accepting an ending is allowing you to release the power over you. Okay? So I feel like you are unavoidable a victim of circumstances, and you need to focus on rejuvenation and move forward. But since it's into the reverse, and I feel like as you're working with this energy, you will turn it into the upright. You might actually be finding it hard to accept an ending, but maybe you're avoiding an ending because you're tapping into that energy. That's also what I'm getting from this. So it depends on who you are right now and if it resonates with you or not. Maybe you're actually avoiding an ending by resolving and releasing something within yourself. That's what I'm getting from that. We also have the 10 of Wands. Once again, is the maximum expression. And it's a card about burden, responsibility, accomplishments, seeing your responsibilities and not others. You need to delegate with this card and give other people back their responsibilities. And I feel like this is the energy that you've started to realize that you're doing. You're starting, but maybe even more with yourself, that you're giving yourself accountability almost. That is your attitude, but you're feeling like you're being so exhausted and tired and burdened that you find it, you get too tense. It must be really heavy, Pisces. I'm really feeling for you. And that's probably why it's not been so easy to turn the energies around here. Okay, it's been really heavy. I almost feel like I need to cry right now. I really feel for you. But this is about you not only accepting the responsibility that you take on others' responsibility on you, because that is the first step, isn't it? That you realize that, oh shit, like I've done that. And then you kind of start giving it back out to people and maybe even reconnecting a little bit with people. Could I please have the energies for these two tens here? There might have been some tension, some rivalry, challenges or obstacles. Maybe you've been feeling like your ego been taking the bigger hand for a while, and you are you know, I'm not saying that you're aggressive, but I feel like, okay, I'm just going to read these. Conflict, disagreements, tension, sport, diversity, rivalry, challenges, obstacles, competition, aggression, and clash of egos. And I feel like it's been really heavy and tense on you, Pisces. But I feel quite light about this. It's like you're starting to tap into this energy. I really want you to do this for yourself. Like, you deserve this, to tap into this energy of creation here. You also have creation here. You've got a lot of wands going on. And you also have the Queen of Wands into the reverse here. You've been so exhausted and tired. Hopefully the Jupiter coming out of retrograde on the 4th of February will actually help you tap into that energy. You also have the Mars retrograding ending on the 24th of February. So it's like slowly starting to get that back. But I feel like these are not so heavy. They have been heavy. And you are, since this is your attitude towards the month of February, and it's about maximum expression, maybe it is about burnout, and that you realize it's been a burden. It's been, you know, this is a quite dark picture really, that you feel that's a complete ending, betrayal, you know. But you need to just start accept your accountability in this, and that you have allowed yourself to be in this position. Does that make sense? Because I don't want to put something heavy on you, but I just want you to realize that you are the one that decides in your life, Pisces, and no one else is doing it for you. And if someone is doing it for you, that is not something for you, okay? What is the environment around Pisces for the month of February? What do they need to be aware of for the environment? How is the environment looking for Pisces in the month of February? Ooh. Ooh, okay. So we got the Two of Cups here. The twos, once again, like I said in the beginning, is about duality. It is the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together and being balanced. It's kind of about patience and balance, unity, partnership, two becoming one. Like you have the two intertwining into the one here. Intermingling of opposite forces like the divine masculine and feminine. So I feel like that is the energy that you're starting to pick up on, and I think that's happening within your own environment. Like you start accepting that you cannot be the one carrying everyone else and pushing yourself to the side. Does that make sense? You have the Fool into the reverse as well. Maybe you feel like, you know, the Fool is about new beginnings and innocence and free spirit and taking that leap of faith. And maybe feeling like, I really see the mountains in the background. The mountains are symbolizing accomplishments, but also challenges. Maybe you feel like it looks very challenging, but if you're working with this energy and allowing yourself to release, it could actually be a new step ahead, a new energy, a new pursuit. The major arcana is also, you know, the story of an individual's path towards completion. And, you know, he doesn't know the dangers that could be around the corner. You know, he can be a little bit, you know, too naive. But it's like you're starting to tap into that, and you're starting to actually start looking at the dangers and then being tactical from there. Oh, and turning the Magician into the upright. Ooh, okay. So that is in your environment. Maybe even you can be traveling a little bit, or maybe there's a travel that's being paused. Maybe you're being redirected because it's not in your highest good to take that leap of faith just now, but you can start feeling it coming in. You just want to bring these energies and your emotions and some healing into this equation here to get it all moving forward, because you got a lot of cups, you got a lot of wands as well. Okay, beautiful. Oh wait, actually, could I please have another card describing the Fool here? We got the Two of Cups with the Fool into the reversed. What else does, oh, the Hero of, the Hermit. Oh, so the Hermit is number 11, and it's a card about contemplation and search for truth and inner guidance. You know, he climbs this mountain to grab the star out from the sky and, you know, gain some enlightenment and understanding in the situation. He puts it into the lantern. But he also needs to realize, and I think this is for you, that you need to also come down from the mountain and from the part of isolation to shine your light around yourself and into the world that you're stepping into. And since it's in the reverse, I feel like you need to actually start coming down from the mountain. And it's funny because he's also standing on a mountain there. I feel like in order to really balance this, you need to get out of this energy of isolation that you really have right now. And I feel like starting to connect with people, and maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't know who to connect to and where and why, and I feel like it's a lot of energy. You just need to realign yourself to, it sounds so easy when I say it, and that's kind of like why I'm stopping myself, because it's not always easy. But connection might not necessarily only be with other people, but it could be connecting with an energy of healing, or connect to something that really sparks you up, like a creative project, or that energy even within yourself. He needs to come down from the mountain in order for the Fool to go into the upright. What is the short-term outcome for Pisces if they're working through this energies that you have, Spirit, been informing them about? What is the short-term outcome for Pisces? Could you please guide them for the highest good? Oh, 8 of Wands. So you got some more wands. And the 8s are transcendence of energy. And that is exactly what I've been talking about this whole reading, that you need to transcend your energy. So the 8s are about transcendence of energy, and the 8 of Wands is about rapid actions, movements, quick decisions, embracing the path and adapting to it, adapting to the path. There's a lot of overflowing energy and sure execution. You know what to do. So that is the short-term outcome from you as you're working through this energy. You are literally flipping this around. You have so many cards into the reverse, and this is one of the cards that really, let's see how, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's the second card that's being into the upright, and that is the number 2, also reoccurring here, about balance. So as you're working through this energy throughout the month of February, you will start picking up on all the movements and really transcending that energy. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. What is the long-term outcome from the short-term outcome here? So as Pisces is working through this energy of February, what is the long-term outcome? Could you please guide them for the highest good? What do they need to know about their long-term the Chariot into the reversed. So the Chariot is about direction, control, determination, pure willpower, self-control, and success and victory. You know, he's trying to ride these two opposing forces. He knows when to pull the leads, the reins closer, and when to loosen them up to go a little bit faster. But since he's in the reverse, maybe you're going a little bit back into this energy of ruminating, and that's what you don't want to do. He's in control. Maybe you've been feeling like it's going so fast, it's going out of control, because the Chariot is also a card about going fast. But I feel like you will be turning that into the upright as well, as you're working with the energies of how can Pisces turn the Chariot into the upright through the from the long-term aspect from the month of February. So long term is like months or a year. The Ace of Wands into the reverse. The Wands are about new beginnings, energy, innovation, inspiration, and it's the first act in step of creation. It's guiding like a torch. Since it's in the reverse, I feel like that is what you need to be aware of. You need, you know, to allow inspiration and impulsiveness. Maybe you need to, you know, here is talking about structure, but maybe you don't want to structure yourself so hard that your fire is actually going out, because that is what you need to balance here. What else do they need to know about the Chariot into the reverse and the Ace of Wands? How can they get out? Thank you. The Chariot again. Okay, so you might be wanting then to focus on direction and determination and pure willpower. And since you actually got the Ace of Wands there, it is about creativity and everyday willpower in general. You need to really focus on that willpower. Your willpower, why are you doing something? And really get down to the nitty-gritty of why you're doing something. That is really what I'm getting. You need to realize why you're doing something. You got Chariot twice there. I think it's a little bit hilarious. And then once you get down to the nitty-gritty of why you're doing something, you have once again the Nine of Wands here. So this is actually about reassessing, you know, once again, I don't want to repeat myself, but it's a card about resilience and pushing forward and the last stretch to before the finish line, but you're close to burnout. But since it's in the reverse again, reassess why you're doing it in the long-term goal. Really look at that and maybe set a mind map, like, what do I want? And then do it when you've actually been meditating for a little bit. Really look at it, because maybe right now you feel like it's so hard to actually even realize what you find fun, what you find is inspiring. But once again, we get another one here, and the swords are about the intellect and thoughts. And once again, it's number one. It's about new beginnings, and the Ace of Swords is about breakthroughs and having a sharp mind and raw strength. And I feel like once you actually realizing where to point the arrow and why you're doing it, you are ready to actually move on with a new beginning. It's a potential for power and success, and the swords are double-sided here, so it can be used for good and it can be used for bad. So it's kind of like a balance act in between that. But that's what you want to be working towards. That is the final card there. Thank you so much, Spirit. So, I've already done this deck, sorry. What does Pisces need to be aware of that we're not covered? What do they need to hear? Even if we covered it, maybe clarify it. What does Pisces need to hear for the month of February? What do they need to be aware of? Ooh, thank you so much. Go for it. Don't stay in your head, just go for it. We also have forgiveness. I don't know if that's forgiveness for yourself, but also seeing the mountains there. Forgiveness for yourself or forgiveness for something from the past. We also have something about the past around here, didn't we? All right, forgiveness. Maybe that is what you need to either forgive yourself or forgive someone else. Maybe that's why you're not actually connecting with people right now and be able to move forward, because you don't have that peace in your heart. And support. Ask for support if you need it. If you maybe feel like you're being a burden to your friends, see if you can actually connect to someone or a psychiatrist or something that can actually listen to what you're saying, so you're not feeling like you're a burden to someone. Okay, allow yourself to ask for support there. Last message for Pisces before I close this reading. Oh, I really feel like I care for you, Pisces. I really feel for you. But you can do this. Like, just speak your truth here. Connect to that energy within you. I'm really getting that as a focus point. So I'm going to just hold them up once again so you can actually see. I'm not even sure if you're still here in the reading, but I will do that. You also have emotions are running high, and that's what you need to connect with in order to heal. And it's time to take action, and that's also confirmation to what we've been speaking throughout this reading. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much, Pisces, for being here. Hopefully something has resonated. Please leave a like if it did. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And hopefully I see you in the month of March. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.